FIFA World Cup Midweek Picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is, couldn't tell you, not a clue to the nearest month. Tuesday, June the 17th. Is that right? There you go. And we are here to have another sniff around the FIFA Club World Cup Festival of Football that I have loved every minute of. We are live loving Chelsea versus LAFC as we speak. Joining me with, if you didn't think it was possible, less enthusiasm than he had last time we spoke to him. He appears to be even more fed up. It's Mr. Barry Penaluna. All right, guys. What's up with you this time?
I'm absolutely fine. I just laughed when you said we are live watching Chelsea because I couldn't have even told you Chelsea was on the telly. If you just asked me which game is on now, I would not have had a clue. I haven't watched a second of this tournament so far, mainly because I've been away all weekend. So if you think I'm arriving here full of enthusiasm and rejuvenated from having watched Bayern play an exhibition game against a team of sheep shearers, then I'm afraid you're going to be sorely disappointed because I haven't watched anything to get me up for it yet.
Courtney has rightly pointed out it is Monday the 16th of June, and I didn't think it was Tuesday. For a start, we did establish a couple of weeks ago that the date and time's written at the top of this page, but I clicked onto my MLB tab, and because I was handicapping tomorrow's games, the date I've got open is Tuesday, June the 17th. We have got a time-travelling pick tonight, but it's certainly not from me getting the wrong date. Got a confession, Barry, first up. It's not very often we've had a confession, a full and frank confession. Entirely possible, Barry, that this confession makes my position on the show untenable. It'll have to be decided. You know, I'll go to HR, I'll speak to the bosses and see. In my enthusiasm, Barry, for handicapping this tournament, and I was very enthusiastic, it was commented upon. Auckland City, who played Bayern Munich yesterday, it was a good game, enjoyed it, was not the Auckland team that I handicapped for this tournament. So all that information that I gave out, it turns out I went out to see my dad yesterday because it was Father's Day, of more in a minute. And before the game, I was having a bit of small talk with my old man, and he said, see this lot, a bloke in goal drives a forklift truck, the right back's a chemist. I was like, don't be stupid, man. I said, they're a professional football team. I said, they're top of the Australian League. They've got some good players, blah, blah, blah. And anyway, he gets his Sunday newspaper out because old men still get newspapers and showed me the article where it did indeed tell me that he was a forklift truck driver and the right back was a chemist. And Auckland City aren't the Auckland FC that are handicapped. So, luckily, Barry, it made absolutely no difference to the picks because we got the picks right. I went over 10.5 shots. It finished on 7 million. And did you go over? How many goals did you get?
I took the handicap. I took Bayern -4.5.
Right. You see, we picked that thinking it was the team that were top of the Australian League. And it turns out it was just a load of plumbers and butchers and stuff like that. So I thought I'd got away with it. I messaged you before the game. I was like, shit, Baz, this is completely the wrong team. No one really cares. And the picks won, so we got away with it. But I would like to shout out Zenarbi Plays. I don't know if you've noticed this afternoon, Baz. One of our YouTube listeners, watchers, readers, Zenarbi Plays, has kindly pointed it out on YouTube, just said, by the way, lads, that's the wrong Auckland you've handicapped. So that's incredible knowledge. Firstly, you can have one show point for pointing that out. And secondly, you can have another show point for not being a dick about it, because it would have been easy to say, "Well, you two knobheads don't know what you're talking about," and he didn't. He was very nice and said, "Just so you know, you've done the wrong team." But we had got there by ourselves, but so there you go. I haven't seen a professional football team come up against a team of plumbers and sheep shearers for a few weeks since Man United's finished the season, Baz. So that was nice to see that aesthetic back. There's room for that, you see. 2 years I was moaning on about that. There's room for it. There's absolutely... We love it in the FA Cup, don't we? Do we not love that in the FA Cup? So what's the problem? We used to love it in the World Cup. Do you remember Q8 and teams like that? Shit on.
You wouldn't tune in and watch Belgium going and playing Andorra. If Belgium were playing Andorra this weekend, you wouldn't tune in, would you? It's the same thing. It's pointless. The fact it's happening in pre-season is the problem with it all. It's just not a real tournament, man. You need to zone out of it a little bit and realise what it is.
Can't bring myself to be as miserable as you. I have thoroughly enjoyed every game. I didn't quite get round to watching Botafogo v Seattle, but I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching Inter Miami v Al Ahly the other night. I then watched all the games on Sunday, caught the highlights just of Botafogo v Seattle. And we are, 48 minutes in there? So 45 minutes just kicked off the second half into Chelsea v LA. Chelsea lead 1-0. Neto scored and then started giving one of their players a load of shit. Like, have a bit of decorum. What it did. Blowing kisses he was all the way back to the halfway line because the fullback had fouled him 20 minutes ago. Absolutely ridiculous behaviour. But yeah, I enjoyed the 2-0-0s were both much better than that. I don't know how Miami and Al Ahly finished 0-0. Missed penalty, 2 1-on-1s they missed. The Miami goalkeeper made a ton of saves. And then Miami made some chances in the second half. And Palmeiras and Porto finished 0-0. Loads of chances at both ends in that one. Munich run up a score, which was entertaining. And then PSG were just brilliant. Atletico weren't actually terrible. That got away a little bit late on. Alexander Soloth, the big lummox that we mentioned, missed an absolute sitter to make it 2-1 with about 10 minutes left. And then PSG got away at the end. Goals-wise, Baz, I've been keeping count. So we've had 5 games, 17 goals. So we're all right. We're not doing too bad. 10. Bear in mind, there's been 2 0-0s as well. We could have been in a lot of shit, but Munich scoring 10. So we're trying to get 196 goals to cash that 6-1. Unfortunately, 2 of those Bayern goals were from outside the box. So we'll add them on. We're going for under 22. But the picks have been all right, guys. Munich, obviously, shots and your handicap. First half goals in PSG v Atletico at 6-4. We just handicapped it like it was a back-end Champions League match. And it finished very much in that. It carries on very much in that fashion. The parlay picks were the ones that I've lost on. And I would pick them again. The 0-0s, both teams to score, and unlucky losers. I like the way the tournament's panning out. Everyone's trying. Everyone's got a bit of attacking intent, and it looked like it's going to be fun, Baz. So there's plenty of things to be cheering us on. What are your astute observations so far, Barry?
I haven't observed anything. I've just told you. So I'm glad you're enjoying it, and I'm glad you're telling me it's fun. So you talked earlier about how your position on the show's becoming untenable. The fact that I'm sat here refusing to watch any football, despite the fact I'm handicapped,
you're going to give out more picks,
is a little bit shameful, really. But I'm honest about it. And I picked the winner in the Bayern game. Into Miami, I took the over, so that was crap. And I'm on Chelsea team total. I do need Chelsea to get another couple of goals tonight as well. I was quite happy with the Porto Palmeiras result because I'm on Palmeiras to win that group. And I think a draw there is absolutely
very good. We're the better team.
Yeah, I think with 2 better games to come up, I think Palmeiras are in a decent place. Just not losing that game was important for my bet on them to win the group. So we'll see how that pans out. But yeah, I might try and tune into some of it later tonight.
Good, Baz. Next game on at 11 o'clock. We've got Boca Juniors and Benfica kicks off at 11. If you want to watch that. Yeah, I've got Chelsea to win in over 2.5 goals. So 3-0 Chelsea is the correct answer here, Baz. Harking back to Father's Day then, Barry, I tweeted out a lovely picture earlier on of the drawing that Bob done in my Father's Day card, which was just a big fat bloke with the words "Big Fat Linesman" written under it. By the way, he's nearly 14 years old. Did you see the state of that picture? And the state of that writing? Looked like, if a 3-year-old had done that, you would have said, oh, he might be a bit backwards. Well, that drawing was appalling, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought that.
Well, please, because I thought, I've put that online now, and everyone who knows me is going to think, Christ, is Bob all right? Because that was, it looked like he'd written it with his foot, and the picture was absolutely atrocious. It's on the windowsill. I would get it and show you. It's on Twitter. Have a look anyway. Yeah, big fat lines. But I got a plant pot, Barry. I'm now a couple of years ago, because everyone knew I loved baseball, I started getting like baseball T-shirts and stuff like that, cards with a baseball man on. And now I'm a gardening guy. I got a plant pot, Baz. But were you completely eschewed by your children? What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather you didn't bring it up, to be honest. You just, just opening up the old wounds. Yeah, my kids got me nothing. Not even a card. Just nothing. Like, just didn't occur to them, really. Despite the fact I took Chloe up to Newcastle all weekend, took her to a gig, spent money on her all weekend, dropped her off in town in Newcastle on Saturday afternoon so she could go shopping all afternoon. Still didn't think to get me a card or a present. And then, she got up in the morning. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I was like, all right. Card.
Have you brought it up then?
I've never stopped talking about it for 24 hours. Every time anyone says anything, I bring it up. She said, well, I've said Happy Father's Day to you this morning. If I'd got you a card, all I would have wrote in it was Happy Father's Day. So what's the point?
And try that on her birthday, Baz.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Sophie didn't even bother sending me a text. She was down in Nottingham. I was in Newcastle. Not even a text. And then I get home and there's not a card there either. So yeah, I'm disowned my children. I am no longer a father, apparently. So there you go.
Well, just remember that next time they want something, Baz, or Christmas morning, or their next birthday.
I would love my dad to still be around and send him a card. You know what I mean? I could have played that guilt trip on him. That would have been a little bit.
Absolutely, Barry. Yeah, how many times? Like you say, yeah, your dad died a number of years ago now. My old man's clinging on. Jesus Christ, he's clinging on. Although he did correct me on who Auckland City were yesterday, so he hasn't completely lost his marbles.
I do know there's a few of Chloe's friends from school sometimes listen to the podcast. So if you are listening, any of Chloe's friends, then get stuck into her for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. Lee in the chat has had a very similar experience to you, I think, Baz. He got a text off one lad and nothing off any of the others. Lee's got about 11 kids, I think, as well. So that's 10 that have issued. We went and played crazy golf, Baz. I maintained the family championship in the crazy golf. Bob came last. He got beat off his sister. He wasn't happy about that. When I read the scores out at the park bench afterwards, she went absolutely berserk. She'd won the World Cup. She did 3 laps of the garden centre with her shirt over her head. She'd have a T-shirt on underneath, but yeah, Bob was absolutely devastated to finish 4th in a field of 4 in the crazy golf. Very quickly, tell us about Sam Fender, etc.
Yeah, it was a good gig. I enjoyed it. Quite enjoyed it. Didn't particularly enjoy being on my feet for 6 hours, but because Chloe and her friend were going and wanted to get there early, so we got there about 6 o'clock for a gig that was starting at 9 o'clock. Obviously, there was a couple of support bands on, which were all right, but we got a good spot right up the middle, right at the centre, near the front, and just had to hold my bladder for 6 hours, which was the biggest issue. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was all right. I mean, I wasn't that enthusiastic about going there. As you can tell, I'm not very enthusiastic about much at the moment.
Is it this Father's Day thing, isn't it, Baz? It's not the stuffing out of you, I can tell.
It's just an insult to injury, really. But I did enjoy it. It was a good gig, a good night, good atmosphere and that. So, all good.
Very good. LAFC have missed 2 sitters, and then Chelsea have just missed 1 in the first 6 minutes of this second half. There's going to be a goal coming in the next 10 minutes or so, and then it's game on, Baz. Absolutely.
At what point do you want me to give my opening day Premier League fixture suggestions?
Well, I'm going to come to that in a minute, Barry. There's more things we need to talk about. James Maffey has joined us. James, how you doing? I haven't said hello to the rest of the chat. Actually, Lee said a name check. That says Courtney. Harry is here watching Chelsea. Callum wants a little bit of 5-1 on Boca Juniors to beat Benfica. South American teams have been all right. Callum, I wouldn't put you off. We haven't seen a Argentinian team yet, but the Brazilian teams have looked quite lively. If you are lurking in the chat and you want to say hello, by all means, do that. College football team previews are back on the College Experience. Colby and Moneyline Mac preview every FBS college football team, and you don't want to miss it. I sometimes accidentally listen to them in bed, Baz. You know, I like stick something in me ear to go to sleep to. And the podcasting just plays what it wants. And it's been playing the College Experience. And they do 117 team previews. You know, like we couldn't be asked to do 20 last year in the Premier League. Teams that we knew about. How do you do 117 college football teams? You don't know who these people are. They're just they're children. They've gone from school to this college. 117 individual hour-long previews, Barry. It's absolutely outrageous. Like, I listen to like the Indiana
good to fall asleep to, Malcolm.
Sorry?
But good to fall asleep to, I assume.
Well, I've never listened to more than 3 minutes. Like, I get to welcome along to the, like I say, the fucking North Carolina snail munchers or something. And then Colby makes some funny comments. And then I wake up and something else is on. But yeah, there you go. Fixtures, that's what you mentioned. Fine. Well, the Premier League fixtures come out on Wednesday, Barry. It is Monday evening, as we've established. I've done my fixtures. I have I set the challenge for everyone else to do. And we have probably over a couple of million listeners here. And it's been a really popular feature, Barry. The enthusiasm has been absolutely overwhelming, as we've had 0 entries so far, Barry. No one has messaged, no one's screenshotted, emailed, Twittered, Beboed, Spotify. I mean, turns out the enthusiasm might not have been what I thought it was for this exercise. Barry, have you done yours?
Oh, I've done them, yeah. I've got them all, yeah. Funnily enough, there was a leak today, a supposed leak of the fixtures. Mm-hmm. Now, I've completely blanked that. I'm not paying any attention to it. I'm sure it happens every year where someone claims to have the fixtures in advance, and they generally end up wrong. But anyway, I'm starting off on a Friday night, Malcolm. I think there'll be a Friday night game. And I'm on the same sort of lines as you. I think there'll be a promoted team against Man United. So I'm going for Leeds v Man United as a tasty little Friday night starter.
Leeds Man United?
Yep.
Nah, no chance. Too big a game. That's local derby, man.
It's not local derby, man.
It is. You've let yourself down there. You're wasting your time if that's how you're going to do it.
No, believe me, I'm all over it. I've done the research. So yeah, Friday night, Leeds v Man United. The Saturday lunchtime slot is just made for Liverpool, isn't it? They love a Saturday lunchtime game.
True.
And let's make them travel for it as well. So Liverpool will go away to West Ham on the Saturday lunchtime kickoff. Saturday tea time, we'll see Everton take on Spurs. I think you're right. First game, new stadium for Everton. It's going to be on TV. Spurs are going to be the opponent. So Everton at home, which is why Liverpool have travelled to West Ham, because you can't have them both. I had to factor in those things. You can't have Liverpool and Everton both at home, or Sunderland and Newcastle and things like that. So that's Saturday tea time. Sunday at 2 p.m. It's going to be Arsenal against Sunderland, the 2 p.m. Sunday game. And then Sunday, a primetime game is going to be Man City v Villa. I figured it's going to be 2 top 8 sides in that prime slot. Not a massive game, but something big enough to get people excited about a bit of Sunday afternoon football. So Man City home to Villa on the Sunday afternoon. And the final televised game is going to be the Monday night. Newcastle are going to be the Monday night game, and they're at home to Forest on the opening day, is my prediction. The remainder will all fit into the 3 p.m. Saturday slot. We're going to have Brentford at home to Bournemouth, Burnley at home to Brighton, Chelsea at home to Fulham. Oh, you can't have that. It's a derby, Malcolm says. And Wolves at home to Palace. But there you go. That's your 10 fixtures.
Well, I'll happily bet you, Barry, that mine are more right than yours, because that's a really, really terrible effort from you. That'll be the worst effort we get in. Like Lee and Harry said they're going to put those in. Yours, that's the worst one so far. Well, it's the worst one so far out of the two, which is mine and yours. But when we've got, I reckon we could get probably upwards of 4 entries into this, and yours will be the worst. I got on that fake
I'm
one,
gonna
sorry,
award
the
points,
leak
Malcolm.
list.
I'm going to
Sorry?
award a point. We're going to have a point system for this. You get 1 point for getting the home team correct. You get
No, you fucking don't.
3
It's not
points.
your game. You
Listen,
don't get to award no points
listen.
for my game that you're playing.
Well,
That's
you'll get
not how
no
games
points.
work.
So your home team gets you a point.
No.
If you get 3 points if you get both teams correct in any order, and 5 points if you get them correct home and away, right? Fully correct. That's fair.
So you think a fully correct prediction is only worth 5 times getting one home team right? You're off your tits, Barry. Have you had a bump on the head? Listen.
You're obviously not confident then.
No, I'm confident. I know you've had a psychological blow this weekend, Barry, but just calm down a little bit. On the leak list, Barry, I got quite excited for a minute because 2 of mine were correct on the leak list. I had Everton v Palace, and I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, Sunderland v West Ham. But also on the leak list, Newcastle were playing Nottingham Forest at home twice. I don't know if you noticed that. And
the one I saw had Newcastle against Man City.
All right, well, I've seen a different one then. Because we were talking to Sunderland on Boxing Day, and there's absolutely no way that would be a thing. And like I say, 2 home fixtures against Forest, so there you go. Well, that filled in about 7 minutes, but Andy's joined us in the chat. Andy, welcome along. Loads of chances in this game. Oh, there's going to be a goal, Baz. Any second now. Right, let me read some of this stuff out, and then we'll make some picks. The Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway is still live. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas are giving away that prize, the Ultimate Fantasy Football experience, for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. Limo ride from the airport, $5,000 tab at Stadium Swim and hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You can always get 15% off at all the Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from tons of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag. Promo code is SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply. mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. I did guess at the promo code, as you can probably hear. I've also now seen that it's PLGP. You can use either. I'm going to be honest with you. We don't discriminate here. Right, okay. What we've done here, Baz, is we've got games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're going to have a look at 12 games, probably 11, because I doubt either of us have done the game that kicks off at 2 in the morning, around 5 hours from now, 7 hours from now. And we've just picked 2 or 3 or 4 of our favourites. We have not discussed again what we've picked. I've got 1, 2, I've got 4 players actually, Baz. How many have you got?
I've got 3 and a little bonus double at the end as well. So four players.
Yeah, I nearly put a double in and actually taught myself out of it. Right, okay. We'll start on Tuesday the 17th, 5 o'clock kickoff local time. Midday kickoff Eastern time between Fluminense of Brazil and Borussia Dortmund. Been a little bit of line movement here actually in the last few hours. Fluminense have drifted out a quarter of a point to 5-1, and the draw is out to 72 plus 350. And Dortmund are just shy of 1-2, minus 200. They're about minus 205 now. Borussia Dortmund. Fluminense going okay domestically. Don't score a ton of goals. Only 1.36 goals per game in the league. The Brazilian sides have looked quite lively so far. We knew that they'd have a go. We know this is the sort of tournament they do like to try and raise the profile of their own national teams in. Palmeiras were very, very good. They were better than Porto. And Botafogo were clearly better than Seattle. They were 2-0 up and cruising. They're at the back end of it, really. Dortmund finished the season really strong in Germany. 5 wins in a row, 7 wins out of the last 8. There was a 3-1 home win against Barcelona in there in the Champions League, even though they got themselves too far behind in the first leg. But they scored a shit ton of goals in those games as well. They scored 28 goals in the last 8 league games. That's an incredible amount of goals. I was torn between 2 bets here. The games have been wide open. Every game is followed the same pattern in terms of attacking intent. I haven't seen any one part of the bus. Even Auckland City, who couldn't get out, tried to get out. That's the one game that you have to put a line through. Everyone else, it's just been an open tournament. So Dortmund to score in both halves, I thought was lively at 5-4 plus 125, or a Dortmund team total of over 2.5. It's 7-4 plus 175. Do you need me to choose between one of them, Baz?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll take Dortmund to score in both halves. 5-4 plus 125.
Yeah, don't mind that. Happy with that. I've got the same game. I wanted a piece of Dortmund here as well. I'd mentioned in the outrights about how well Dortmund had finished the season in Germany. Won their last 6 straight games, scored at least 3 in each of them. 20 goals I've got in the last 6 games. You've gone back a longer period, but demonstrating the same thing. Tons and tons of goals. And many of them against sides who you would probably consider better than Fluminense. Fluminense have got off to a decent start to their season domestically, but I just think it's a bit of a step up. And if Dortmund turn up like they finished last season, then I think they'll have too much here. I've gone for Dortmund on the handicap. I've got Dortmund -1 on the Asian handicap. So that will cash if they win by 2. It'll push with a 1-goal win. But I do like Dortmund to win this and get off to a good start. Dortmund -1 Asian handicap at 10-11.
Yeah, I like that. The only thing that put me off was how impressive the 2 Brazilian teams have been so far. Fluminense weren't the team we were sweetest on from Brazil. Flamengo was the team we liked most. But yeah, absolutely live. Pete's joined us in the chat. Pete's picks at Royal Ascot starts tomorrow. I meant to mention it. I've got it written down here. I did forget. Pete is going to give us some selections for Ascot. He's already sent a couple across. We're going to tweet them out as a graphic, but also some little YouTube shorts as well. Pete's going to make, and we'll put them on our YouTube page and share them on the socials, etc. Pete had a good Cheltenham and is raring to go for Royal Ascot. So looking forward to that. Elliot in again here. Oh, that's the worst pass I've ever seen. Dickhead. Next up, okay, Baz, where do you want to
go? The next one for me is Man City versus WAC Casablanca.
Okay, so we're going on Wednesday. Wednesday, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got any Tuesday ones and you want to jump in, then feel free.
I have got a couple, Baz, but it doesn't matter. We don't have to go in any order. Just right. You can crack on with Man City.
Yes, so Man City versus Casablanca. And Casa were a side we both talked down pre-tournament. I've taken them for 0 points from this group. So it would be churlish of me not to oppose them here in their first game. It's not got quite Bayern versus amateur Auckland vibes here. But we don't quite need 10 goals. We don't even need the 4.5 that Bayern's handicap was the other day. I like City here on the handicap. I think City could go out and get off to a really strong start and run up a bit of a score. City -3.5 handicap is available at 6-4 plus 150. And I think whatever lineup City go for here, they've got a strong enough squad where they can possibly get up a bit of a score here. As I say, might not get up as crazy as the Bayern game the other day, but I'm going to take City -3.5 on the handicap against Casablanca at 6-4.
Okay, nice. I looked at that. I looked at because it's on the same day on Wednesday. I looked at doubling the handicaps or doubling the team total with Man City and Real Madrid. But actually, I'm going to come to that Madrid game in a little while because I kind of talked myself out of that one a little bit. We'll move on. Liam Delap is on for Chelsea, by the way, making his debut. Just made a good run down the right-hand side. Fernandez, what's his name? Yeah, Enzo Fernandez. Couldn't finish the cross from close range. Underdog is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game one. The longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Use our code PLGP to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com PLGP. And you've heard us talk about Rhythm, but they've just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean, data-backed bets. Download Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter. Get your 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. The next game I've got up here, Baz, this is just a quick handicap, a very quick handicap, because if you remember, this is the AI-generated glitch in the system. Result has already been established between River Plate and Urawa Red Diamonds. 8 o'clock on Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. When I was handicapping the game, the AI told me that Urawa Red Diamonds drew 1-1 with River Plate on June the 17th. They've still got Monterey and whoever it was still to play. So 1-1 in this game has already been established. 13-2 plus 650. Have we got the 1-1 draw of the week? Oh, we have here. I'm going to play that. So 1-1 draw, not of the week, of the absolute century, because we've already. Where is it? Oh, it's not on there, is it, Baz? No, we had to sing it the last couple of times. I'm not singing it tonight. So 1-1, 13-2 plus 650 between River Plate and Urawa Red Diamonds. My next game, I'm going to go to 11 o'clock on Tuesday night. So I'm well and truly Tuesday up here. And this is Ulsan Hyundai against Mamelodi Sundowns. Did this game get on your radar, Baz, at all?
Yeah.
Because I was going to message you and thought, and I've spotted a bit of a Rick here. See if you can spot it. But I just thought, I'll see if you can get there on your own.
Well, I looked at it as a potential for both teams to score was the pick I was going to go for, but I didn't put it down.
What I've handicapped this on, Baz, purely based on the prices. Ulsan Hyundai are 2-1, 11-5 the draw, plus 220. And Mamelodi Sundowns are 11-8 favourites, plus 137. And I've got this down as a WTF, like it has to be a wrong team favourite. I don't understand, Barry. All the markets have got Ulsan Hyundai shorter. So they're shorter outright for the tournament, 250-1 against 500-1. They're shorter to win the group, they're 12-1, and Mamelodi Sundowns are 25-1. And they're shorter to qualify from the group, they're 100-30, and the Sundowns are 5-1. So every market's got Ulsan shorter than the Sundowns, except the outright markets for this match where they play each other. I just didn't. If someone's good enough to tell me what I'm missing, I don't know them. I don't know what I'm missing. So that was it. I mean, the form of the K League has to be. I'm speculating here. This is a bit of a wild claim, but the form of the K League has to be better than that of the South African Premiership. I would have said. It was a real head scratcher. Like I say, if I'm missing something, maybe Zenarbi players might get back in touch on YouTube and tell us what I've done wrong here as well. But they just look like a wrong team favourite. But I didn't understand our team who were shorter in every other market are the outsiders to win this match. So I'll take Ulsan Hyundai 2-1.
Nice. My next one is Pachuca. Sorry, Pachuca versus Salzburg. Have you got the prices and the times for that?
Yeah, one? Pachuca versus Salzburg. This game is 11 o'clock on Wednesday evening, so 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 9-5 Pachuca plus 180, 12-5 the draw plus 240. Salzburg just short of 6-4 plus 150.
Yeah, so this one looked like a tie where I think either team need to win probably to give themselves a chance of qualifying. As I think both of these might struggle against both Al Hilal and Real Madrid in this group. I've taken Al Hilal to qualify from the group, so I do think they'll go okay. Pachuca, of course, where you mentioned, will have former Newcastle striker Solomon Rondon in attack. And I think they can cause problems for Salzburg, who didn't have the best season domestically. They gave up the title to Sturm Graz. Only won 3 of the last 6 games. And they can't keep a clean sheet. 8 of the last 9 games saw both teams to score. 7 of the last 9 went over 2.5 goals for Salzburg. They also stunk out the Champions League, finished 34th of 36 in the group. And again, it was a defence that was the problem. They conceded more goals than anyone else in that competition, conceded 27 in their 8 Champions League games. And I think goals is the angle here. You've got Salzburg at slight favourites to win the match, but I think they might need at least a couple to win if they're going to win this one, as I think Pachuca will get on the score sheet. I'm going to take the over 2.5 goals in this one, 19-20. I'll have the over 2.5 between Pachuca and Salzburg at 19-20.
Okay, thank you very much, Barry. I've got Real Madrid against Al Hilal Riyadh is my next game. 8 o'clock on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Real Madrid around about 1-4, minus 400 here. 19-4 the draw, plus 475. Al Hilal are out at 9-1. And I'm going to give Al Hilal a chance to hang with them for a little while here. I think it'll be a tough challenge. They'll absolutely want to put Saudi football on the map. We did say the other day it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for the organisers if the Saudi teams went a little bit deeper into this competition. And they're not actually, I don't think, going to be a terrible team. It's a first game for Xabi Alonso as the Madrid manager. And he might just take some time to settle in as well, even if it's half a game. The first half handicap for Al Hilal here, plus half, +1. So if they can get to half-time level, we're on a winner. And we can get a push if they're only 1 down at half-time. But I think they're going to be a tougher... I think they'll certainly be better than the MLS teams, who I don't think have been great. Al Hilal, they've got enough decent players kicking around to keep this close, certainly till half-time. So I'll take Al Hilal plus half a goal, +1 in the first half Asian handicap. Baz, next.
Well, I've only got a double left, so if you've got an ordinary pick, do you want to chuck that out next?
I've got one more pick left. I love this pick, actually, Baz. This is 5 o'clock on Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And it's Palmeiras against Al Ahly Cairo. One of the nice things here is we're in the second round, the second match days here. So we've seen these teams play before. And both of these teams are coming off 0-0 draws. Palmeiras drew 0-0 with Porto. Al Ahly drew 0-0 with Inter Miami. But I think they were false finals. I watched both games, chance after chance after chance for Al Ahly in that first game, and a penalty miss and worldly saves from the goalie, all sorts of things. And then the other game was exactly the same, Palmeiras and Porto, end-to-end stuff. And for the last 20 minutes, Palmeiras absolutely battered them. So the fact that they both played 0-0, LAFC absolutely, he hasn't scored. Oh my days. The fact that both games finished 0-0, I think skewed the prices slightly. Both teams to score here is a big, juicy old even money. And in this game, both teams just went forward. They both attacked. They're not going to die wondering. Al Ahly will want to get on the score sheet. Again, especially with these smaller teams, it's a big deal. They're not going to sit in and play for a draw. They had no intention of doing that the other night. I think both teams to score is huge this, Barry. On any other day, that would have cashed in both of those games. I thought you were an unlucky loser if you took goals in either of those games before. And they've priced it incorrectly this time round. So even money, both teams to score. Palmeiras, the Al Ahly Cairo. And that is my last pick, Barry. So you can hit us with your little double bubble.
Yeah, so finish off with a double. It was from that Group A, so I've taken a delve into the match day 2 fixtures, which you've just mentioned there. Come up with a little Group A double at around 7-4. I think this group gets serious now because both games ended in a draw, match day 1. So a win for any of these teams in the second round of games puts them in a really strong position to qualify. I think Palmeiras and Porto, I mentioned earlier, I think came out of the first round of fixtures okay, having faced arguably their toughest opponent in the group and come out of it losing no ground. And with what they'll see as winnable games, I think, against Inter Miami and Cairo. I think, Inter Miami, you said, could easily have conceded several goals against Cairo the other day. I think Porto is a step up, even though Porto haven't been great this season. And I think it's a good opportunity to fade into Miami here. So I'm going to take Porto to beat Inter Miami. And I'm happy to just double it up with Palmeiras and set up those two sides, Porto and Palmeiras, to make a big stride towards qualifying from this group. So yeah, my little Group A double is going to be Palmeiras and Porto to beat Inter Miami and Cairo.
We have got a goal, Barry, in wherever this game is being played. Enzo Fernandez has made it 2-0. Liam Delap with an assist. Nice little run and cross. Fernandez pokes it home from 4 yards out. We've got 12 minutes left, Barry. Another goal for Chelsea cashes us both. Another goal full stop hits me.
It's being played in Atlanta, I think.
It is.
71,000 capacity. How many people are in there, Malcolm? Any idea?
It's absolutely empty. Whenever they go to a wide shot or the drone shot, it's like Sunderland. It's like playing at the Bungalow of Light. There's no one in the top bit. Look how it's right now. There's no one in the top bit. I'll put 33,000.
I don't know. I don't know the answer, but
okay.
Just someone sent me a picture of it a minute ago saying it doesn't look like this tournament's going off very well. And it looked absolutely ridiculous. But it'll probably be about 20,000, but FIFA will tell you it was 65,000 or something.
Maybe they've got Sunderland's fan counter because he's quite good at inflating everyone. Sean went to the PSG Atletico match yesterday, so I sent him a little chance earlier, shoot, you knobhead. You've got ref penalty, no penalty. He has had so long, Barry, one-on-one with the keeper there, and he's taken 8 touches instead of just kicking it in the goal. Yeah, Sean went to that game, so I told him what to bet, sent him a little paragraph. He said he was going to back the 3-1 correct score, but he was going to back PSG in regulation, is what he said. I had a point. I was like, fucking hell, Sean. I said, there is no regulation. If it's a draw, it's a draw. I'm still not sure he understood because he replied, haha, nice. Like, what does that even mean? So he didn't understand in the first place. I corrected him. He still didn't understand. But he had 3-1 Paris. So he wasn't far away. And I did give him the over 1.5 first half goals. So that was that. I think we're done, Baz, which gives me 15 minutes to prepare for the MLB show. Do you have anything else you want to tell us about?
Just a little bit of scran chat. I had an absolutely exquisite sandwich I've made tonight. I was really proud of it. So
was it sandwich? Homemade sandwich?
Oh, aye.
And you're going with the word exquisite?
Oh, it was beautiful, aye.
Bloody hell. Go on,
I went to the shop particularly for the ingredients with a recipe in mind. I had some Induja in. I love Induja.
Oh,
it's like a nice
salami
taste, isn't it?
Chat as well.
Absolutely love that. So I was thinking, right, what can I do with this on a sandwich? So I went and I got this rosemary and sea salt focaccia.
Oh, yeah.
We've melted a bit of butter and Induja in a skillet, and then just cut the bread open, face down, and just soaked up all the Induja butter and toasted the bread. That was the start. A trio of Italian meats. We had some salami, some prosciutto, and some coppa. Bit of buffalo mozzarella on there. A little bit of cracked black pepper on the mozzarella. Finished off with a bit of rocket, balsamic glaze, lid on. Oh, absolutely delightful. Beautiful.
The only thing I might have done there, Baz, was sun-dried tomato, possibly.
Thought about it. Wasn't bothered. I'm a bit partial to them sometimes, and sometimes they're a little bit too much for me. Like,
and maybe a bit of a balsamic dressing, like a balsamic glaze.
I've literally just said I put a balsamic glaze on it. You obviously switched off. That was the last ingredient.
I'll be honest, you had me going, but I don't know if you noticed, I'd leaned in the more you were talking.
It was finished at the top. The last two ingredients was the rocket and the balsamic glaze. So yeah, I did have the balsamic on it.
Andy's on a diet. He says in the chat he doesn't need to hear this. So,
on the diet subject, I've lost nearly 5 stone so far this year, Malcolm.
Fucking hell, Barry, that's outrageous.
Yeah, 4 stone, £11 as of this morning. So
was it Aldi and Duja?
Lidl. They had an Italian week
Yes,
last
that's
week.
what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they had
My
Lidl.
budget supermarkets mixed up.
So they
Yeah,
don't
that
always
little
have it
gin,
in.
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you stock up when they get it in because they don't often have it.
So I had some last week, Baz, and you know one of my favourite things is a moist chip. So, and when you cook the Induja, it does just disintegrate, doesn't it? It fucks off. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I think you can eat it without dying, because it just disappears. It's air. So I sort of chopped it up in a bit and I fried it like you did, with a few onions and some peppers, and then a big whack of cream, and then put that on my chips, like a loaded, moist, spicy, creamy chip thing. And it was absolutely incredible, Baz. And then I ate the rest of the Nduja like an apple, which I can't imagine is good for you, Barry, in any way, shape, or form. And about midnight as well, I was like, shall I go to bed or shall I eat this 80% fat product? And I chose option B.
I
So
should
there you
say,
go.
on the diet front, I did actually track all of the calories and every ingredient that went in. And then I chopped the sandwich in half. I only had half of it. I've kept half for my lunch tomorrow. 400 calories, so perfectly reasonable as well. The
That's
meats,
not too bad.
there's nothing in the meats anyway. So it was all good.
Well, just be careful not to eat the Nduja like an apple in 3 hours' time, which I would have done. And he's done 11 kilos in, so he's chasing you down, Baz. Good effort, boys. This is what we like to hear. Men helping other men, especially men who didn't get a Father's Day card off that children, which is, if anyone wants to send Barry a Father's Day card remotely, I'm sure he'd be very, very grateful. Right, okay, shall we go, Baz?
Yes, you've got to get on to the next one.
Yeah, we have. We'll probably come back on Thursday night, possibly Friday morning, something like that. You might have to go to work, Baz, but yeah, we'll come back anyway. Enjoy all of this. We've got 5 minutes left to find a goal in Georgia. Good luck with all your picks. I'm doing the hands in the air thing, Baz, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.